Hey everybody, this is Nick with By Your Side Outfitters. I hope everybody's staying warm. It's been a very chilly January. I mean, from snow in Florida to up north, we've had lakes and ponds and bodies of water that haven't frozen in years. They're freezing over solid, and yeah. And so today I want to help you stay warm because that's what we do here. We offer education, proper education, and that's what I want to touch on today. Is there's always going to be misinformation and things that if you follow, you may find yourself in a situation that isn't ideal. So today we're going to talk about something that's been going around, and that is cayenne pepper and its ability to keep you warm. Now, hey, I'm all for using plants as medicine and using plants to enhance our life, but there's some people, believe it or not, and you may say, Nick, nobody's gonna rely solely on cayenne pepper to keep them warm. And what I have to say to you is you need to go check and just read recent or old rescue reports. People will go and hike a mountain in the winter in sneakers with a raincoat on, like, and then end up having to be rescued. So don't put it past people to do things that we say, well, that wasn't very smart, was it? And it happens, okay? So what I'm here to do is just to make sure that you enjoy your time outdoors as much as possible and as safely as possible. So while it is true that cayenne pepper can very slightly, very briefly raise your body temperature through an increase of metabolism, which is very short lived, and through an increase in blood flow, which is very short lived, it doesn't last, and it's not a solid foundation that you want to use in cold climates, okay? And also, it can make you sweat, which in a cold climate, that's dangerous, okay? So we don't want that. And that's just a reaction that is triggered through sensors in your digestive system, and your body will start sweating. It's not because your core temperature is actually raising or whatever. It's really just your body sensing what it thinks is heat and therefore reacting. So what I'm going to do is not just tell you what's wrong, but I'm going to offer you some solutions. So a lot of people may be drawn to this idea because it's simple, right? You just get a little bag, put a little cayenne pepper in your pack, and then boom, you can go. Some people say put it in your socks. Some people say eat it in your food, and I would never trust that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you a few other things, okay, that you can do. Three things actually today. One of them, which is one of the best hacks you can do, and this is specifically for at nighttime when you're in your sleeping bag. Although you can use it while you're out and about, but I would just use it for nighttime. You get a bottle that you can trust, and when I say a bottle that you can trust, it's one that you know that's not gonna break, it's not gonna leak, because if you get wet when it's cold, on the extreme end, that could be a death sentence. So you get a bottle, you boil water, you pour the water in the bottle, and not only that, but you want to get a sock. This is a wool sock. Wool is great. Never throw away anything wool. Like, I have wool socks. Sometimes I don't wash them the right way and they shrink. I can't get them to go back on my foot. I don't throw them away. They're good for putting around bottles, good for putting your electronics in, good for all types of things. You could use it as a mitten. You can do all types of stuff with wool. It's an amazing fabric, and I'll touch on that in another video. So you boil water, put it in a bottle, put the bottle in a sock, put it down in your sleeping bag. Will keep you warm most of the night, assuming that you already have a decent sleeping bag and other things. Now, if you're just in a bivy or an emergency sack, it'll help, but it's not going to do its job like as if you were in a nice insulated sleeping bag. So another thing is, we're all familiar with these hand warmers. Now, this is a great option all around for when you're in your sleeping bag and when you're out on the trail. You put them inside your inner clothes, and that will keep you warm. They last for so long, they last 6, 7, 8 hours. So, like, at the beginning of the trail, don't wait until you're cold. Pop a pack of these open, get them going, put them in your pocket, forget about it. That way, if you need them, They're there. They're already warm. Okay. And they're great. You put a couple of these in a sleeping bag at night, you'd be surprised what it do. And it's kind of reminds me of what I think they teach. I heard that they teach it in like some military survival school stuff. It's like an old school trick that they used to have for like whatever. If you're in a military situation and you're in a survival situation, they would supply you. There'd be a candle in your pack because if you take a tarp or whatever you have, you put your back to a tree, put a tarp over you, a survival blanket or whatever you got, and then you light a candle and you put that candle in your lap and you kind of hold it in there. That will actually raise the temperature in your little cocoon thing several degrees, believe it or not. And it could be the difference between life and death. But that's more of a survival situation. We're talking about going out already prepared, you know. And number 3, the best thing you can do is to dress properly. Okay, layers. It's all about layers. There, you can layer up with the right material in the right way to the extent where you can just sit in the middle of a frozen tundra and be fine. So you know, layering makes a big difference. You know, base layer, mid layer, outer layer. Certain clothes for when you get in your tent at night. You may have one pair of socks on already. You want to get one of those real thick socks, the type of socks that you normally wouldn't wear with a boot on or a shoe on, but it's good for sleeping, right? Put that over, you know, there's all types of things you could do. And by far, the best option to staying warm is to know the weather, know the climate, and to dress properly. And that is so far removed from this end of tricks to stay warm. This is nothing. Dress properly, people. And yeah, like I said, I hope everybody's staying warm. Once again, this is Nick with By Your Side Outfitters signing out. Enjoy the rest of your winter.